Perhaps you've heard the stories of kids pitching in to help their furloughed parents make ends meet. When the breadwinner of the family is not getting paid, it affects the children. So how do you get them to understand the government shutdown? Rhonda Yancey, a therapist at Providence Psychological Services in Suffolk, is here to help us sort all of this out. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for asking me to be here, Janet.
I guess the good news is the government's going to open at least for the next 3 weeks with that announcement today, but there's still a lot of anxiety out there. Kids asking a lot of questions.
Yes.
Your advice for people trying to talk to kids?
My advice is for the parents to be as honest with them as possible. It's important that you're able to answer their questions. Because of the anxiety and stress of the furloughed workers, sometimes children can't continue their weekly activities such as karate, piano lesson, or gymnastics. You want to be able to answer their questions maybe over dinner time as best you can, and for the age-appropriate children, always allow them to look at some of the news, but there are some that are not cognitively able to understand. For those, you want to limit them watching the news. You know, be able to take time out with them in activities. Be patient. Try not to take out your stress in front of the children. Speak positive always concerning the situation around them, even though it's difficult for the parents.
So if you have kids who say, well, I want to help, I want to start selling something, or we've seen these stories, here and there, should you say sure, or should you
you want them to, the best thing that children can do in helping the parents is, suggest maybe you can help me a little bit more around the house. It's not your responsibility as a child. It's the parent's responsibility to try their best to manage the home as much as they can and allow them to be children.
Now, you talked about honesty, but I mean, how do you reassure them? What are some of the feelings internally that they may be thinking?
Of things are just not going to get better. Things are not going to return to their norm. You may notice that they may be crying often, really sad about things, loss of appetite. The best things at that time is to do your best to redirect them to more positive talk, that things are going to be okay.
Things are going to be okay. And hopefully we're not going to be in this situation again in 3 weeks. We will see what happens. I thank you so much for your advice. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Well, if you still need help while you wait for back pay, we do have a list of available resources on 13newsnow.com. Just search furlough.